Here's the sad truth. More and more men are checking out from dating. They're checking out from relationships because they no longer see the value of being in a relationship. I understand why in this current day and age, more and more men are actually opting out of being in a relationship. I don't think this is a good development, but I do understand. And there's something that we women can do to help men regain the trust in committed relationships. And this is why I decided to make this video today, to help you understand as a woman how you can help men regain the trust in relationships. We all need relationships. We need love. We need each other. We need companionship. And a beautiful, healthy, committed relationship is so beautiful. I wish that for everyone. And this is why I make these videos. I want to help rebalance masculine and feminine dynamics within the relationship. I think this is such a big proponent of the unhappiness that we are experiencing today. And I hope that via my videos, I can actually help people understand that we do need each other. As I have spoken about before in my other videos, men are feeling displaced in society. With the liberation of women in career, in financial freedom, in society, which is fantastic, because if that wasn't the case, I would not be here and be able to speak my mind as a woman. I am a big supporter of equality and feminine liberation. However, we do need to understand that it can also cause a disbalance. And there's a shift in society going on right now where a lot of men feel displaced. They do not know their place in society or in relational structures anymore because there's such a huge shift with women rising up in ranks and really not needing men anymore. So this calls for women to be more conscious about their position towards men. Now let's get into the points why men are checking out from relationships and why they're not committing anymore. The first important point is that men are feeling controlled in relationships. Because women are now more liberated, they can take care of themselves, they can speak their minds like I'm doing currently. Hooray! This also causes women to get a bit more bossy. They think they know how everything works. They think that their opinion is the one that we should follow. Oftentimes you see this happen in relationships as well, where women are the ones leading the relationship. They're taking over control from their man and then not letting the man lead in the relationship. Now, it doesn't mean that a woman should not take the lead in that. This is not what I'm trying to say. But it is translating in a lot of different aspects in the relationships that women are now controlling men and not offering men the space to step up or speak their mind or take the lead or form the structure within the relationship. And that is what men used to do. So this means that men feel displaced because they do not have a function in the modern relationship anymore. As they saw with their father, with their grandfather, who were the head of the household, who were the framework. Women were in the kitchen, but that doesn't mean that we need to go back to those kind of structures. I do believe that masculine and feminine dynamics can be a choice within the relationship. And this is something that we need to realize. We need to stop controlling man, and within the relationship, we need to allow the man to lead, to step into his masculine energy and to form the framework within the relationship. And this, ladies, requires a lot of trust from your side, because I know a lot of women have trouble trusting men. And this is a topic for another video, but you need to trust the masculine drive and the masculine agency of your partner. Of course, you can speak your mind, but it's how you communicate it to your man. You can make it more of a suggestion instead of, you have to do it this way, we have to do it that way. No, that's not right. The more and more you control your man that way within the relationship, the less he will step up in his masculine energy and the more you're feminizing your man. So this is a conscious choice that you as a woman has to make. You have to stop controlling your man by leaning into your feminine, changing the way you communicate your man. Don't be demanding, don't be controlling, make suggestions, offer input. If he makes the wrong choice, so be it. Everyone makes wrong choices sometimes, and so do you, little lady. Don't deny it. You've made stupid choices too. I make dumb decisions as well. Everyone does. So allow for your man to make those choices and incorrect choices as well. And later on, invite him for an open chat about what went wrong, how he can do it differently next time, and suggest how you would have done it. Open, warm communication. Not controlling, not demanding, but soft, open, warm communication. This is your partner. You love him, right? So show this in your communication and how you treat each other. Treat him with love. Come on, you're in a relationship. Now, this is a very important point, why a lot of men are deciding not to get into a committed relationship, because they have experienced this with a woman before. A controlling woman who nags them, who tries to emasculate them and feminize them and take away the space for him to step into his masculine energy. And if you have a masculine man, they're not game for that. They run. So if you're looking to attract a masculine partner who will be the framework, who will be your support, who will look after you and provide for you, then this is not the way to treat them. Another reason that a lot of men, especially masculine, successful men, are not committing, they do not want to step into a relationship with a woman who is in her masculine energy. And a lot of women, I bet 90% of all women, maybe even more, are in their masculine energy. And I've spoken about this before. This is because women are now also in the work field. We also have to hustle and grind to make our careers. We're boss babes. However, these boss babes take their bossiness home to the relationship and their man.
Men are tired of being dismissed, overlooked, and treated like their presence only matters once they're gone. A relationship only works when both voices carry weight. Otherwise, staying single is the better path.
This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar.
That part, yep.
It is okay
Yep.
to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar.
Even better.
Even better, maybe. I don't want to perhaps.
Don't quote me on it, but
Please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging.
We're begging.
We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us.
I'm on my knees.
Like, what the fuck?
I was speaking to my mum about dating, and because I'm out a lot for work and things like that, and I love to socialize, she was like, oh, like, have you met anyone out? And I'm like, well, I will see a guy that, say, I've texted or, like, met online or have mutuals with, and he will, like, look at me and then turn away and then message saying, like, hey, you looked gorgeous today. And that's, like, a universal experience for every girl. Like, guys will just text you later on. And mum's like, what the fuck? Like, mum's like, when I would go out, if a guy was interested, he'd straight up go, like, hey, I'm interested in you, like, whatever, what's your number? And if you liked him, you'd give him your real one. If you didn't, you'd change one digit. That's what she said to me. My mum did make a point that I go for socially awkward private school boys that don't know how to talk to girls because I went to single-sex schools, so that's a big factor too. But, like, I took it upon myself to call my guy friend and literally ask for the answers. I'm like, just tell me, like, what is stopping guys from just, like, approaching girls naturally and not, like, sleazy, just, like, literally for a conversation? Because guys that, like, do that, like, reap the benefits anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be a sleaze to, like, pull a girl in the first place. My guy friend said, unless a girl is, like, making it that obvious, like, at a pub, for example, that she's into him, he's like, she has to fully be, like, waving at me for me to think to go over. And he said that rejection just isn't worth it these days because that girls, like, have higher standards of men, so guys genuinely feel like they just aren't good enough and to go up and introduce themselves. And I'm like, that's actually kind of sad because I do feel like girls are getting judgier, but I also feel like boys are the same. And I think it goes down to dating apps and social media, obviously. But dating apps is like shopping, like no, yes, no. So it's like people are getting pickier, but yeah, it's like people don't know how to socialize anymore, and it's really sad. I saw on TikTok a card game that someone invented called We Met at a Bar. I don't know if you've seen it, but it actually looks like a cool idea, and they should collab with different pubs in Melbourne and just like have the card game sitting at like different tables or something. I feel like that'd be so good. Pretty much, I think it was like they had like different not dares, but like, oh, I don't know, you have to look it up, but it's called We Met at a Bar, and like it introduces conversation. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I just feel like there's got to be a way to just like improve everything about the dating culture. Otherwise, we're doomed.
Attractive men don't need to chase anyone. Women approach them first. And the rest? They don't bother trying because they already know they'll be rejected.
I need to like crash out for a minute here. Okay, look, I'm not looking my best. I think my hair looks a little greasy. I just came from my son's playoff trial baseball game. I decided afterwards, because it's not my weekend, that I'm just gonna go grab a bite to eat. I didn't want to go sit at home by myself again. That felt depressing, and I'll just go sit at a bar and have dinner, and who knows, maybe I'll meet someone. No. First of all, there was the bar was at zero. There was no one even there, and then finally, towards the end, a somewhat decent, like, attractive man comes in. He sits right next to me, looks at me. I could tell, I could feel the vibe that he was like interested, but he didn't say one word. Not the entire time. I sat there. I was like, kind of, angling my body in that direction, like, hey, I'm interested. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. I, was playing with my hair a little bit, like not too much, but just a little bit, a little flirty. I even had a hat, putting on my hat just in case I looked too greasy. Anyway, the point is, people say, oh, why do you go on dating apps? You can just meet someone in real life. Can you? Can you though? Can you actually meet someone in real life? I don't think so. Because you know what? I'm going to say it. Men in real life are pussies. I said what I said. I don't know. The situation, it feels a little hopeless. Like, I'm angling my body towards you. I don't have a ring on. It's a Sunday night. I'm sitting at a bar by myself. I'm flirting with you without saying anything. I can't quite make eye contact because you're next to me. Did I do something wrong? Let me know.
Considering how many single men from the 80s and early 90s have been used, lied to, and cheated on, your smartest move is to make the first move.
Look, I am not here to offend anyone, so sorry. I was just coming on here to rant, a silly little rant. I had no idea it was going to go as viral as it did. I had like close to 70,000 views. That's wild to me. But now that I have your attention, I guess it seems like there's a larger conversation, a larger theme at play here. And as women, it seems like our role in this is that we've beaten men down so much for approaching us, but at the same time, we want them to approach us. Like, yes, men, do you hear that? We want you to shoot your shot. I mean, obviously read the room, right? Like, if we're in the middle of a birthday party or we're hanging out with our kids, like, don't approach, right? Or maybe do like something subtle. But like I said in my last video, if a female is sitting alone at a bar on a Sunday and she isn't on her phone, she doesn't have a ring, she keeps looking at you, that's kind of a no-brainer, in my opinion. If she's clearly like in a, at a business event and she's presenting, obviously that's not the time. Like there's obvious cues, right? I feel like I'm actually a little shocked that I have, actually maybe I'm not. Anyway, witty banter goes a really long way. Self-deprecation, top notch. I'm no expert, but I'm just telling you what females like. And to be clear, I feel like I need to address this. I always go up to men. Like, if I see something I like, fuck yeah, I'm going after it. I do. Every time. I didn't expect people to say, oh, you should reach out. I mean, I guess I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. But I've just been running into a string of men who get so excited about what I look like. And then when we go on dates, they're like, they get what they want after a certain period of time. And then it's like, all right, I'm out. And yeah, did I want that in the very beginning of my post-divorce journey? Sure, it had been a while. But now I'm ready. I want a relationship. I'm not trying to have a revolving door of men. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I don't want that. I want that stability, of somebody adding to my life, not for me to depend on them. I'm perfectly content and happy with myself, as most women are in their 40s. That's the beauty of dating somebody in their 40s. So yeah, I mean, I guess the moral of the story is shoot your shot, respect someone's time. Don't pretend that you're wanting more than you are. And look, dating is figuring that out, right? But just don't play games. I don't know. One last thing that's super important that I forgot, if I still have your attention, confidence. If you don't have confidence in yourself, what are you doing? I'm not attracted. I mean, I can speak on behalf of a lot of women, but personally, and I'm not talking cocky. I'm talking I'm good. I don't need a woman, but I want you. That's sexy. That's hot. And not clingy, not stage 5 clingy crap. I'm talking you're balanced. You have your shit together. You know yourself. You have self-worth. You're not anxious. You feel confident in your skin, and you're not already assuming the worst of women, and you're not negative about it. Just be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and you're not going to overthink approaching a woman. You're either going to do it or you're not. Fuck this Me Too culture. I'm sorry. And that's not to disrespect people who genuinely had things that happen. I'm just talking about oh, I can't approach a woman because of Me Too. And look, I get it. And maybe for Gen Z people, I said what I said. Sorry, I got cut off. Ex-husband was calling me. Anyway, for the moral of the story is just be confident. Don't be afraid to approach. And don't make assumptions. Just don't assume. Half the time women go out, especially by themselves, or just with one other person or 2, they want your attention. So don't be afraid to give it. Hope this helps. And this probably should have been a 4-part series, but anyway, bye.
No, there are no obvious hints. That's why they're called hints. Most men notice them. We just ignore them because it's not enough for us to risk our peace.
I see why men are staying single, because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet, tired of disrespect, tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Men are choosing to stay single because too many women want the title of wife, but refuse the effort, loyalty, and responsibility that actually make a marriage work. It used to be a partnership. Now it's treated like convenience.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. It's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage. My takeaway on this is just goes along with the trends I've been seeing. So we are in this Kardashian culture and have been for, 10 years. I don't know how long they've been on. But this idea of perfection has just been kind of unseen before. I mean, before we had magazines, we knew they were kind of airbrushed, but what we see now, women are doing eyebrows, microblading, dermaplaning, eyelash extensions, hair extensions, lip fillers, cheek fillers, breast implants, butt implants, fat transfer, taking ribs out. I mean, literally women are taking their ribs out. So I think just the pressure and the unattainable beauty that they put on themselves, they're also putting that sort of unattainable image and desire on a guy as well. And that's why these guys are backing out, because guys know, that's crazy. We can't do all that. Some can. I mean, it's the small minority can do that. But for the majority of men, they're not going to be able to get to your high standards that you not only put on yourself, but you're putting on these men too. And I don't even know if women are aware that they're doing that. And if you think about it, it's really a beautiful thing that men will just kind of take you as you are. They don't need you to be high status, or they don't care where you work. If you work at McDonald's or you're making six figures and some executive of a company. But look at what we're doing to men. We want them to just be everything. It's unattainable. They're getting out of the market, and rightfully so. So I even asked my brother about this. I said, hey, is this true? Men don't care? He's like, 1,000%. Men could give two shits. And I was like, that's going to be a topic then. So anyways, guys, follow for more. Comment below what you think, or, even ask your friends, talk about their experience, and leave it in the comments. Because I think we're onto something.
Everything has become about vanity, status, image, and attention. It's all surface level now.
How does a woman take care of a man?
What do you mean?
How should a woman take care of a man?
She shouldn't have to.
At all?
No.
Then why should a man date a woman?
What kind of question is that?
What value would you provide to a man?
What? That's a crazy question.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have to provide some value to a man.
Then what's the point of the relationship?
What value do they provide to us?
Protecting you, providing for you.
This is exactly why so many men are just done with dating. Because I have said this before, and I will say it again. A man is taught his entire life how to treat a woman. But a woman is taught her entire life how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Ladies, if you want the benefits of a man, you need to put forth some amount of effort. It doesn't even need to be as much effort as him. It just needs to be something, because that is what indicates to a man that you're actually interested in him. And honestly, when one person is carrying all of the load of the relationship, well, how is that fun?
Men want peace, not chaos, not drama, and not entitlement. So they walk away.
This is so sad. You'd rather risk not ruining someone's night, but what if you made their night? Single men are not going up to women because you're too scared you're gonna ruin her night. Are you a serial killer? You're gonna make her night by going up to her in real life.
I think one of the problems that we face now is that for so long as women, as a gender, we've said, don't approach me. Don't approach me when I look cute. Don't approach me at the gas station. Don't approach me when I look busted down. Like, just don't approach. And men have gotten to the point where they're just like, I don't know when to approach you. I'm not sure. Now, in my younger years, right? Because it's been a while since I dated, but in my younger years, you make eye contact with the guy, and it was like an unspoken, yes, you can approach me, like unspoken permission. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I think that at this point, men have just kind of gotten turned away by all of the turn downs, by all of the rejection is the word I'm looking for. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman approaching a man, but be prepared for rejection. I'll just say that, just like men have been getting rejected, as women, if you choose to approach, you're going to have to be prepared for that rejection.
At the end of the day, fellas, give your attention to the women who genuinely like you. You'll save yourself endless time, energy, and stress.
Ladies, here's the thing. We want men to be husbands. We want the rings and the things. But family, we cannot advocate for marriage without addressing the full picture, the elephant in the room. Women aren't bred to be wives today. Past generations have raised us up to pursue a career. Forget the man. He's an afterthought. Because when the man act up, you have an out, that degree that you can fall back on. And now, family, we have women who have been bred to be more of a husband than a wife. Let's keep it real. What is society teaching us? Look at the propaganda. Look at the social media. We can't continue to come at men for their lack of commitment, but not also state the obvious. There's a shortage of women worth making long-term or lifelong commitments to. We aren't training up wives. We're training up hypersexual, petty, money-hungry, cannot take any accountability, insecure, immature, women that can't even cover a pot, let alone a man. Women with the mentality that anything goes as long as I'm making $1 from it. Hyper independent, attention seeking, career obsessed, not nurturing, selfish, girlfriend at best women. We want men to lock things down. And I agree, men should. But we gotta give them something worth committing to. And our media isn't pushing that agenda. It's keeping us single. So family, ladies, stop buying the lies of culture. That's what's keeping us single. Let us start focus on becoming the wife that God has created you to be.
Marriage is barely surviving. The laws are outdated and still built around old traditions. Until that changes, marriage will never be balanced or fair for both sides.
One of the reasons why men run from marriage is because of what it requires from them. Some of the things that I think are required from men in marriage are accountability, transparency, and vulnerability. And if you think about what men are told to be, is really the opposite of that, right? They're meant to be guarded, strong, hypermasculine, not let their guard down. And marriage requires you to strip all of that back and be seen. Marriage really requires you to stand in the light, stand in front of your partner with all of the things that you've been hiding from the rest of the world visible, and break. And this breaking sometimes requires tears, but really it's a man saying, this is where it hurts. This is where I've hidden myself from everybody else. And these are where my wounds are really. I feel for any marriage to be successful, a man must be able to feel he can break. And a woman must be able to receive the pieces that she's given. And I actually think this is really hard for women. I think they can receive the pieces of their girlfriends, right? When your friend is crying to you, you're more than happy to hold her, tell her everything's going to be okay. Because of the effects of patriarchy, because of how we are conditioned, when men show up sensitively, when they are vulnerable in front of us, we actually think that they're weak. And we have to unlearn this. We have to reject the idea that a man showing you where it hurts means that he isn't strong. And I think another toxic thing that women do after the fact is weaponize this weakness. So in conflict, this thing might be brought up and thrown back in your partner's face. And this is one of the most dangerous things you can do to a man, because then he learns that you can't be trusted. Then he decides that he can't break in front of you. And that doesn't mean that he's not broken. That doesn't mean he doesn't need your healing hands, your healing touch, your healing love. It just means that he will never, ever offer that to you again.
The expectations are supposed to be mutual, but many modern women are far worse than previous generations. For men, the exchange simply isn't worth it anymore.
What's up with men? I don't know. I wanted to ask you, men don't come up and ask or talk to you anymore?
Maybe we should have a man on and ask him what that's like. Why don't they do that?
A dating expert. Is there a dating expert man that would like to come on this podcast?
Now, I'm definitely no dating expert, but my name's J.R. Harvey, and I specialize in human behavior and psychology. And if you want to know the real truth about what is going on here, it's because approaching women in 2025 is treated more like a crime scene than it is a compliment. You see, men used to be rewarded for their courage. You saw someone you liked, you walked up and said hello, and the worst thing that could ever happen is that you got rejected and moved on. But today, that same move will get a man labeled as creepy or even accused of harassment. And it doesn't stop there, because one awkward moment could be filmed, posted, go viral, and ruin a man's life. Guys just aren't risking rejection anymore. They're risking their reputation as a person. And another point is that the rules to the game no longer make sense to them either, because culture is saying, be bold, be confident. But then it's also saying, but don't approach her if it makes her uncomfortable, unless you're clearly invited. Which, who the hell knows what that means anymore, because a look isn't good enough. It's not obvious enough anymore when it comes to the risks that are involved. When the rules to the game are unclear or confusing or constantly changing, that is very frustrating for guys, and it makes them just not want to play anymore. And here's the reality: men adapt. When culture is punishing risk-taking, they stop taking risks. They retreat into the gym, into their work, into their video games, anywhere where they're not going to risk being shamed for simply showing interest. So when women ask, why don't men approach me anymore? It's not that men don't care or they're not interested. It's that both men and women are stuck in a culture of fear and confusion. The truth is, most men want to be brave and most women want to be pursued. But until the rules change, both sides are losing.
It's not worth the risk. If a man approaches a woman and things go wrong, it's not just his pride on the line. He could lose his career, his reputation, or even his freedom if he ends up falsely accused. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to follow for more. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.